Next presentation will be delivered by Norma, Vazquez, Herrera from the Monterrey, Mexico. The title will be Hair in Different Ethnicities. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. It is, first of all, an honor to be part of this very interesting symposium. I will talk to you about hair in different ethnicities. Is hair the same around the world? Well, hair can be classified with color, curliness, hair diameter, growth rate, telogen percentage, and hair density. However, dividing by ethnic groups is a very difficult task. We usually talk about the three major divisions: African, Caucasian, and Asian. But we must not forget that there are subdivisions and also multi-ethnic individuals. These are two studies that were made investigating hair color. Most of the people in the world belong to these hair tones 2 and 3, which are the darkest, and both studies showed the same, and the least common is the lighter tones that are 9 and 10. When checking in the continents, Africa and Asia had the most homogeneous hair colors, and Europe the most heterogeneous. Here we can see that this means the darkest hair colors and the lightest. So here they have the whole spectrum. Red-haired people are almost all living in Europe, 78%, Oceanians 18%, and South Americans 4%. Gray hairs are existent worldwide. However, there was a slight less abundant amount of gray hairs in lighter tones. Curliness, using a scale from 1 to 8, 8 being the highest of curliness, the most common worldwide was from 2 to 4. Africa showed the curliest hair, and Asian the straightest. When considering hair diameter, the biggest diameter was found in Asian ethnicities, and the smallest diameter in South African and in French. Here we can see the diameter of French being of 69 plus minus 8, and Chinese 89 plus minus 7, so it's a big difference. As you can see in this study, they did not check Mexican hair. Mexican hair is very difficult to check because of the heterogeneous ethnicity in our country. So we decided to do this with the help of Miami University. We used OCT, and we found out that most hairs were very thick, 0.1 millimeter in thickness, and also with a round shape. This is found in Caucasian and Asian hair, but mostly Asian hair. It's very interesting. It might be even giving us a history lesson. We usually think of Christopher Columbus as discovering America, but there were people living there before, and Asians are thought to be there before Europeans. When analyzing telogen percentage, the highest telogen percentage was found in Thai, and the lowest telogen percentage in Danish. The telogen percentage was higher in the temple, also in men, when checking inside these divisions. And hair density was the highest in French and the lowest in South African ethnicities. Also, there was a difference when checking in different areas of the head. When taking these African, Asian, and Caucasian major divisions, we could say that the highest density was found in the Caucasian and the highest growth rate and hair diameter in Asian and Mexico. This is a mapping where we can summarize what I've just said, and we can find Asian ethnicities having the highest growth rate and telogen percentage, and Caucasian the highest density. But is it all about ethnicity? There is great controversy right now because of what we've been saying, multi-ethnic individuals and also migration. So in the world as it is today, it's difficult to use such a simple division. So scientists are trying to identify universal morphological characteristics of hair, such as waviness, presence of medulla, diameter, and interscale distance that Dr. Gamanzoni was talking about before. This study showed that a thicker fiber corresponds to a faster growth rate, a shorter interscale distance, and a greater probability to have a medulla, and vice versa too. These findings appear to be unrelated to the ethnic origin. And also, it's important to take on account environmental influence on hair structure. This is the first study wasn't actually intended for humans. It was actually intended to analyze if hair could be used as a fertilizer. But they analyzed the mineral composition of hair, and they found that different ethnicities were composed of different minerals. So we can say that the different molecular composition of hair has affects the hair having a different function. This other study showed that there were slight differences of different ethnicities in different countries. The same ethnic group in different countries had different growth rates, densities, and diameters. However, it was not statistically significant, so more studies need to be done. So the take-home message: hair characteristics, color, curliness, hair diameter, hair density, growth rate, and telogen percentage vary in different ethnicities. The three major divisions of African, Caucasian, and Asian may be an oversimplified classification. This is because of ethnical subdivisions, multi-ethnic ethnicities, and worldwide migration. And identification of universal morphological characteristics of hair might elucidate a new way of hair classification. Thank you.
Talk. Is there any question from the floor? Okay, go ahead.
I have a question. Some of the characteristics you show are for sure genetic, but other can be also due to the environment. So did you try to correlate some differences in telogen, for example, that you observe with differences in lifestyle of populations such as diet?
Yes, the last study that I showed, they tried to do this. It was not significantly, statistically significant, the differences in different places where the same ethnic group lived in different places. But there was a slight difference. What they say is that more studies need to be done because it's a little difference.
Is there any question? Okay, thank you for your interesting talk. We will move on next talk.